From across the nation and around the world, for Pacifica Headlines, I'm Jesse Lent. Explosions at Beaufort Castle in southern Lebanon yesterday. Israeli troops captured the 900-year-old landmark over the weekend following an order from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for his country's military to expand ground operations. The castle had previously been seized and used as an Israeli Defense Forces base from 1982 until the year 2000. Footage and reporting courtesy of Reuters. Netanyahu ordered attacks today on what the Israeli military describes as Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs in Beirut, despite an extension last month of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire between the two countries, further complicating the peace process between the U.S. and Iran. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Bagay said today that Israeli attacks in Lebanon were one of the main factors causing a delay in the diplomatic process to end the U.S. and Israel's war on Iran, reiterating that a ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel was a critical piece of any deal. According to Lebanese authorities, more than 3,370 people have been killed in the country as a result of Israeli attacks since March 2nd, when Hezbollah opened fire at Israel in support of Iran after U.S. and Israeli strikes began on February 28th. Accusing Israel of ceasefire violations and declaring their right to resist Israeli occupation, Hezbollah said it carried out 21 military operations yesterday, including firing rockets at what they described as Israeli military infrastructure in the Israeli city of Naharaya. The U.S. and Iran traded strikes over the weekend, potentially complicating negotiations over a framework for a deal to end the war. The U.S. military confirmed late yesterday that it had completed, quote, self-defense strikes on military targets in southern Iran over the weekend, the latest in a series of U.S. attacks over the past week, according to the New York Times. Less than an hour later, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced its forces had targeted a military base from where they claim an American attack on a communications facility in southern Iran had originated, Iranian state media reports. Beyond just the attacks, Iranian parliament speaker and lead negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf accused the U.S. of breaching its ceasefire with Iran by continuing its blockade of Iranian ports and failing to restrain its ally Israel from escalating attacks in Lebanon. The naval blockade and escalation of war crimes in Lebanon by the genocidal Zionist regime are clear evidence of U.S. non-compliance with the ceasefire, Ghalibaf wrote in a post on X. According to the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency, at least 3,636 people have been killed in Iran by U.S. and Israeli strikes since their joint war against that country began on February 28th. At least 254 of those killed were children. According to Al Jazeera, at least 26 Israeli civilians have been killed. The Pentagon reports that 13 U.S. service members have been killed and 415 wounded as the U.S. and Israel's war on Iran enters its 94th day. An Israeli airstrike killed at least 2 Palestinians and wounded 12 on Sunday at a Gaza cafe that was packed with people celebrating public holidays, health officials said. Eyewitness Shrew Kasadallah told Reuters that the port is the only place left where Palestinians in the region can get any fresh air. She described one person who had just been relaxing by the seaside, quote, torn into shredded pieces by the attack.
Where is the ceasefire? We are asking the world, where is the ceasefire when we have bloodshed every single day?
The Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza reported yesterday that 72,939 Palestinians have been killed and 172,927 people injured since Israel's genocidal war on the enclave began on October 7th, 2023. Demonstrators continued to clash with police over the weekend at the Delaney Hall ICE facility in Newark, New Jersey, where 300 detainees have launched a hunger and labor strike. Yesterday, Governor Kathy Hochul called in the New Jersey State Police.
I will ensure public safety, and I refuse to give ICE an excuse to surge into our communities. That would make the situation more dangerous and put more New Jerseyans at risk.
Newark Mayor Ras Baraka has declared a 9 p.m. curfew in the industrial section of Newark where the facility is located. Those are the latest Pacifica headlines for the Pacifica Network. I'm Jesse Lent.